There was a time when silver was not an investment. It was not a commodity. It was not a hedge. Silver was money, not because governments said so, but because people trusted it. For thousands of years, silver held value across empires, continents, and civilizations. Kings fell, empires collapsed, borders disappeared, but silver survived. Until one day, it didn't. This is the story of the day silver lost its value forever. Not because it vanished, not because it became useless, but because trust did. Long before paper promises, before digital numbers, before central banks, money was metal. Gold for kings, silver for everyone else. From ancient Greece to the Roman Empire, from China to the Islamic caliphates, silver coins paid soldiers, bought food, settled debts. The Roman denarius, the Greek drachma, the Spanish real. Different names, same metal. Silver worked because it was scarce, divisible, durable, and trusted. No signature required. No authority needed. If you held silver, you held purchasing power. And for centuries, that was enough. But trust is fragile. The Roman Empire learned this first. Wars became expensive. Borders stretched too far. Tax revenue failed to keep up. So emperors made a decision. They didn't announce it. They didn't explain it. They simply reduced the silver content in coins. The denarius that once held nearly pure silver was quietly diluted. Same coin, same face of the emperor, less silver. At first, no one noticed. Then prices began to rise. Merchants demanded more coins. Soldiers demanded higher pay. The empire responded the only way it knew, by debasing the currency further. Silver was still money, but weaker. This cycle would repeat across history. Every empire that relied on silver eventually tried to cheat it. Centuries later, Spain would build a global empire on silver. The New World was rich with it. Mines in Potosi produced mountains of silver. Spain believed it had found infinite wealth. What it actually found was infinite inflation. Silver flooded Europe. Prices exploded. Wages lagged. Living standards collapsed. Spain grew powerful, then poor. Silver alone could not save an empire that spent faster than it earned. Still, despite abuse, silver survived. It was still trusted, still accepted, until the modern world arrived. Paper money did not replace silver overnight. At first, paper was just a claim, a receipt. It promised silver on demand. You could exchange it any time, and that promise mattered. As long as paper could become silver, it was trusted. But paper is easier to print than metal. Governments noticed. Wars became larger. States became more complex. Bureaucracies expanded. Silver was slow. Paper was fast. And so quietly, the balance shifted. Silver backed paper, but paper began to dominate silver, until one day the promise broke. The moment silver truly lost its role as money was not dramatic. There was no announcement. No global meeting, just a decision. In the 20th century, governments removed silver from circulating coins, not because silver failed, but because silver was too honest. Its value rose. Paper couldn't keep up, so silver was removed. Coins became cheaper metals. Paper became law. Silver was no longer money by decree. It became a commodity. You could still own it, still trade it, but you could no longer demand anything with it. Trust had shifted, not to metal, but to institutions, and institutions promised they would do better. Silver didn't lose value because it stopped being useful. It lost value because it lost authority. Money today is not about scarcity, it is about control. Central banks do not want money they cannot create. Silver cannot be printed, cannot be adjusted, cannot be manipulated quietly. So it was sidelined, not banned, not destroyed, just ignored. Silver still exists, but it no longer defines value. Numbers do. The story of silver is not about metal, it is about trust. Silver was trusted until it became inconvenient. Paper was trusted until it wasn't. History does not repeat exactly, but it rhymes.
Every monetary system survives on belief, and belief is fragile. Once broken, it cannot be printed back. Silver did not fail. The system moved on. The question is not whether silver will return. The question is what today's money will become when trust fades again. Empires do not collapse when metals disappear. They collapse when trust disappears. Silver was never the foundation. Belief was. And belief is always temporary.